Hey guys, sorry for being inactive on the channel. That's the first thing I want to say. But welcome back. If you're new here, this video is not going to make too much sense. But pretty much, I am sort of a digital artist at this point. I want to become an animator um, one day once I learn how to draw a little bit better than I already do, or at least quicker, because I draw slow as shit. Um, but the reason this video is being made is because I have been posting on Twitter and Discord some uh progress art wise, and I haven't been posting on the regular YouTube channel, so that's what this is pretty much. So I don't even know where I'm going with this. I'm trying to do this unedited and unscripted because I'll get into why here in just a second, but pretty much my life has gotten really hectic over the past couple of months. It started off with me wanting to save money and, you know, scheduling things in my life in a way that the words are not coming out the way I want them to right now. Sorry, guys. But pretty much, um, it started off with me trying to save money. Uh, so I was focusing very heavy on keeping myself distracted. Uh, and that's originally why the channel was made, because I do want to become an animator, but also I want to do something productive like in my free time. And it's really hard because I already work a lot of hours uh, at my first primary job. Which, if y'all don't know at this point, it's delivering pizzas. Kind of a low life thing to do, but pays the bills. Um, and the thing is, it's not it. I don't like the idea of my income coming from one place. Which I'm okay with that for short term. I'm only capable of having one job maybe, but in the long term, if I were to get fired from that job for whatever reason, like where am I going, like what's the next move? And I generally like to have backup plans if something like that were to come up. And you know, certain opportunities come to you at unexpected times. And one of those opportunities for me recently is getting a second job, which the reason it's a second job and not me just switching careers entirely is because it's in the roofing industry, and pretty much I don't know shit about roofing. So, um, my boss is an old family friend of mine, uh, and he's a trustworthy guy. I like working with him. I've tried working with him in the past, and the only reason I didn't stick with it is because of my own failures in not showing up on time, or just you know not being an employee that he needs. It, he's got some high standards, but at the same time, you need to have those high standards, or else the job's not going to get done properly. Customers are going to complain, and that's going to be an issue. And you know, it's one thing if I can't get a job done because it's just impossible because we don't have the right materials or whatever. And it's another thing to not get the job done because I showed up an hour late because I slept through three of my alarms that I set in the morning. And what I'm trying to get at with this is I've been having a hard time scheduling art into my schedule because I have both of the jobs that I was just talking about. Um, I try to get in 8 hours of sleep every night because if I don't, then I'm not going to show up to the roofing job early enough in the morning and well rested enough to be capable. And that's not a good look, you know? Um, so timing is very key whenever it comes to whenever I need to go to bed. Right now, this entire last week, um, I've had to wake up at like 6:45. Um, and yesterday I actually had to wake up at 5:45 because I needed to be there at 7 instead of the usual time, just so that I could complete the job for the day. Because I was only given like one task to do yesterday, which was drive all the way out, like 3.5 hours, and then drive back. So that's 6.5 hours. That's a lot of time. Uh, and I still need to, prepare myself for my second job in the afternoon, which is the pizza place. Um, Now, I mean, I could potentially quit one. If I were to quit either, it would probably be the pizza place. But as of right now, I still don't think. First of all, I think it's worth it to stay at the pizza place because I make a decent amount of money working both. Second of all, if something were to come up and I couldn't continue doing the roofing thing, the pizza place is easy enough and they pay me just well enough that I can sustain. And I don't know. I'm trying to save from both jobs currently because once I do decide to quit one, I'll have savings um, in case something were to go awry in either. You know what I'm saying? Like if I quit the pizza place and I start working at the roofing industry place, and later down the line I just decide I don't like it, um, I'll have some money set aside to where I can, switch jobs without having to worry too much about, my bills and things like that. That's one of the terrible things about being an adult. And I think I might title this video "Life is Hard" or something like that. I'm undecided right now. But yeah, so the thing about like the channel and my progress and art and all that other good stuff is I've been doing a little bit here and there. Like as you can see, I've definitely been getting a little bit better. Like I don't know what it is about these drawings specifically, but these are actually looking really really good compared to whenever I first started. Um, and I'm still enjoying doing art. It's just, when I come home from working two separate jobs and um, I've got 2 hours, maybe an hour before I have to go to sleep so that I can go to my first job in the morning. There's not much time for me to get in my food, um, my uh, nightly routine, and also I've been hitting the gym recently because it's something I care about is physical health, and uh, I want to get a little bit of a nice physique because I've had one before, and it's nice to be capable in your own body. Uh, and yeah, so with me adding all of these really good things to my schedule, it's not necessarily a bad thing that I don't have time for art, but it is kind of impeding my plans if you get my drift. And that's like the primary reason that this video is being made because I do get on Discord occasionally And I've been posting on Twitter left and right like crazy because it's like the only thing I can do in between both of my jobs during my lunch break is like get on Twitter and make some posts, or maybe draw in my notebook and then tweet a picture of it or something like that. So if you want to have more content, always go check out the Twitter and potentially the Discord. Sometimes I post on the Discord as well, but primarily it's been on Twitter recently. Um, I forgot where I was going. I lost my train of thought. I'm just straight up drawing, bro. This is looking really good so far. Um, One of the things that you'll see whenever you go to Twitter, if you decide to do that, is I've started creating my OCs, my original characters, some reference sheets for myself, and this is actually one of them. It's one of my favorites to draw because they're pretty simple, and also um, people like cute girls, and I want to make this one a cute girl because I also like cute girls. I mean, you can't blame a guy, right? Um, but yeah. So if you want to get some more like actual posts from me, I'd definitely go check out the Twitter and potentially the Discord, like I was just saying, and you know, it's good to know that I have a lot of people's supports. There's a couple of art mutuals that I've gotten on Twitter that I really appreciate for being there because they motivate me. But also there's one guy, two people that I can think of off the top of my head in Discord that they've been understanding whenever it comes to me not having time, or me not being able to keep up with my own ambitions, I guess you could say. And it is nice to know that I have people in my corner, um, and that want to see me improve as well as see what the end results are gonna end up being. And I'm also really excited because, like I said, I've been seeing quite a bit of progress, at least in the art category. Um, it's really just that I don't have enough time for what I want to do, and it sucks. It's awful. Oh. um, the other thing with progress is that you don't make as much progress if you don't practice, and I've been feeling the brunt of that recently. Because sure, I may have a lot of things that I do now that are a lot better than whenever I first started, but every time I come back to the canvas, uh, my lines might not be as straight as they were a week ago because I haven't been putting in the practice for like drawing lines and such. Um, so yeah, I don't know. Once I get to a point where I can quit one of my two jobs because I have, enough money saved, or because one of them finally fired me, even who knows what could happen in the next couple of months. But once I have the capability to come back to drawing on a regular basis, I will be doing it. Like, it's not a question of will I, it's a question of when, Um, and I'll be doing a little bit here and there from time to time. Uh, I might post something like this once every so often. I can't like promise any dates for anything. Like, I can't say, "Oh, I'm going to be posting weekly," or "Oh, I'm going to be posting monthly," and or even what it could be that I post. I'm just going to focus on, the real life stuff for now, and then once I am capable, I'll focus on actually scheduling this stuff so that I can practice on a more consistent basis. Um, That being said, I like playing video games, and I know that might come out of the blue um, for this video. This video has already been pretty long. I just want to make sure I get everything out that I planned on saying. I didn't write it down. Just kind of flowing off the top of the head. And if you've made it this far into my ramble, I'm sorry. um, but I like playing video games, and I always find that video game content is a lot easier to create. So if you're looking um, for something else from me, you can check out my second channel. It's not super impressive, but being able to just sit down and record some relaxing gameplay at the end of every night, it's good for me, and it relaxes me, at least in the sense that what the fuck? Why did that eyebrow go away? Did I put on the wrong layer? Um. Anyway, what was I just talking about? The other channel. Yeah, if you want to see some gaming videos from me, a lot of them right now are going to end up being some like no mic gameplay to like fall asleep to. You know those like YouTube or the Minecraft videos that are like um building for you to fall asleep to 4 hour edition or whatever. I want to do some stuff like that because I'm thinking like that'll help grow the channel, maybe get some eyes on us. Uh, and it's something easy that I could do because I'd like to have a little bit of an audience whenever I finally get to the point where I'm creating full on animations. And that's all I'm really trying to do as of right now. Because, you know, it's one thing to have a great idea, and it's one thing for people to actually see it. And that's what I'm going for. So I'm kind of doing whatever I can to get audiences in here to, see what I have in store. Because I think my ideas are good. And those of you that support me, if you want to go check out that other channel and help, you know, maybe get some views over there, that'd be pretty sweet. I know I talk a lot about the channel and views and stuff like that, and this is kind of like a, how do I say this? YouTube for me has always been a monetary thing for me, even though I've never made money off of it. But I've always been interested in being a YouTuber since I was a kid, and I never really knew what I wanted to get into. And I'm at the point where I have ideas. I've had ideas for a long time about like making a show or like some sort of story, and I'm kind of using this platform as a way to do that while also um, let's just say I don't want things to be primarily money focused. Because I would like to be remembered for something, at some point in the future. Uh, you know, Even like if I'm still alive but not on YouTube anymore, I want somebody to think back to like an animated short that I made and be like, or like an animated series that I made and be like, yeah, those were the days. That shit was dope. But I don't know. It's complicated, man. Life does kind of suck. It's hard to know what you're supposed to do and what you want to do because you're not born knowing who you are. And it took me quite a bit of time to get to the place where I am now at 24 years old to understand like this is the person that I want to be. I want to be a creative person. Uh, it's something that has always come to me naturally. In fact, me and my mom went to the Renaissance Festival near our hometown a while back, and we did those like palm readings. My mom's always wanted to do one, but uh, she's been a little nervous because her family has always been kind of, what's the word for it? Like spiritual in that sense. Like they were gypsies when we lived in Europe in our ancestry or whatever. And they did palm readings and stuff like that. I don't know. She's my mom, but she's never had a palm reading, and we went to one. And I've always been interested in that kind of stuff. I don't, base my entire life out of it, but there's some things that like I think are pretty interesting. And whenever I got my palms read, one of the things that they mentioned is that I have what's called an artist's thumb, and so it's pretty much a thumb that's like uh, more detached from the main hand. If I decide to edit this video, I'll throw up a picture, or you know what, I can just draw it real quick if I can figure out how to draw a hand that looks kind of decent. So pretty much you got like your fingers here, not great fingers, but then you've got your thumb, right? So imagine this is most people's hand. Instead, my thumb kind of goes like out a little bit more and then up like that. Yeah. So that's what's considered an artist's thumb. Whereas most people just have like a curve or a straight. So, uh, I found that pretty interesting because if you think about it, it's like I like to think of it as like a evolution thing, not in the sense that like I've been born for generations to do this or some shit, but more along the lines of my environment around me has determined that it wants to mold my thumb in that direction. So the way I think of it is like um, because like maybe I drew when I was a kid or I wrote a lot when I was a kid, and your bones are more malleable whenever you're younger. Like holding a pencil in my hand caused my thumb to like come out a little bit. So maybe early on in life that me being interested in drawing uh, came up sooner than I was, originally expecting or originally understood. So I kind of like stopped getting into drawing and then came back to it later on and decided I kind of liked it. Because again, that's where I'm at now. I'm like I said, I'm really enjoying the process, and I like challenges. I like things that are difficult. And there's people that I've been seeing on Twitter and Instagram, and recently actually YouTube is there's people that I want to draw like. And sure, I may not decide to animate in that style because drawing really detailed stuff is really hard to animate. Um, but I'd like to get to a point where I can say like I'm good enough at drawing that I could draw close to somebody like this. But then also, whenever it comes to like animations and stuff, uh, I don't have to draw that complicated. You know what I'm saying? I feel like y'all get me, and I just have a hard time deciding whether or not what I've said is like correct enough. Um, but I know you guys are smart and y'all are good people, so y'all understand what I'm saying. And again, thank you guys for sticking around. Those of you that have, buddy Fred over on Discord, always good to see that he's checking out my stuff. Um, and yeah, I'm sorry for all the bullshit whenever it comes to videos. There's just only so much a man can do in a day, and the upload schedule for this channel is going to remain pretty inconsistent, as well as on the other channel, but I think I'm probably going to be uploading on the other channel more just because, again, it's going to be easier to do. And yeah, I appreciate you sticking around to this point in the video if you have, and I think this is looking pretty good for what I'm going for. If you've seen this character on Twitter, uh, this is Julia, and this is probably the best I've drawn Julia ever. It looks really good. I like to think that she's a dirty Asian girl. I'm saying Asian because that's just the vibe she gives off to me. But she's kind of like a feral raccoon, uh, domesticated raccoon actually, because she's dirty and she doesn't like to follow the rules, but she's still a little girl. She's nice and cute. Wait, I said little girl. She's not young. She's not like she's not like a middle schooler or elementary schooler. She's just tiny. That's all it is. She's like in her 20s. That's what I've decided for Julia. Somebody that never really grew up, kind of like me until, recently. But yeah, thank you guys for stopping by to this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully it doesn't take so long for me to put something out. And thank you for listening to my ramblings. Y'all have a good one. Bye bye.